performance throttle body. 62 millimeter for the 97 Jeep Wrangler. This is what it looks like. It comes with all the gaskets, screws, and it comes with some stickers. So here it is. It's a bigger opening, bigger bore. We'll compare it with the other one. One's 62 millimeter. Once I take it off. Okay, we're back now. The first thing we're gonna do is take off the negative battery terminal, because since the throttle body has computer mechanisms in it, you don't want it to mess around with it and it erase the memory and all that. So make sure that it's disconnected, it's not touching, as best as you can. So this is my handy dandy little toolbox that I got from AutoZone, lifetime warranty, so I don't complain about it. The next thing we're gonna do here, set my phone up here on the tripod. Next thing we're gonna do here is take out the intake. Cover. So I got the screw here. It's a little funny to get to. Oops, wrong one. I get a flathead. Flathead would work better. So we go in here, remove the screw. Screw's loose. So that way, there you go. My tube. Have my little counter here. Then we're gonna go ahead and remove the hose, because you don't want to forget it, and then just and then you snap it off. Be careful with the piece here, the L shape. Reason being is you don't want this to crack, and then you're gonna have a leak. And as you're driving, your idle's gonna go up and down when you stop. And you're gonna wonder what's wrong with my car, and it's because you cracked that and you didn't even notice. On the other end here, you have another screw. You want to go ahead and unscrew this. There's marking. The guy who owned this before I did, they put markings with a white chalk here to here, so you know to line it up correctly, which is a smart thing to do, because that way you're not twisting and putting it in the wrong spot. And then now, let's pull it off from here. There we go. Same thing with this. You always want to check to make sure that it does not crack. Because if it's old, it'll crack, and no matter how much you seal it, it'll leak out, and you'll start getting missing also. Now comes the fun part. We have to go ahead and remove this spring here. Take the spring out of here. Remove the linkage for the accelerator. Remove the 4 bolts, and then we'll take everything else off once the throttle body's off of the Jeep. So give me a second. Let me get the right tools, and we'll go ahead and remove. Alright, the first thing we got to do here on the throttle body is remove the 3 plugs. We have this one here, carefully, so we don't break anything, any pins. The second one here, this is off, and the third one is here. Okay, so all 3 plugs are out. Now what we're going to do is remove the 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. But before that, let me go ahead and remove the spring here. So make sure I don't break anything. Let me get the screwdriver here. And then here, you just go right in a little groove here. Should pop right out. See it? Right on this side, same thing here. If you put it down, there we go. I'll put it here because I'll forget. That's what happens when you get old. If you remove shit, you forget. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do the bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone back on a stand because it just makes it easier for me to start removing items versus trying to do it while the camera's overhead, which that's fine and dandy with these young buckaroos that do all that shit, but don't park like me. I'll forget how to take it out. Now I drop the camera. I'll do something kind of stupid. I'd rather sit the camera down and take it from there. Now, one thing I do recommend is one of these metallic thingamajigs. I don't know what you call them, but you can put your screws in. My son bought me that, which is pretty good. The only problem with that is you start putting anything next to it or in it, and it'll just start collecting anything that's metal. But it's a great little gift. Something you could pick up cheap for any father, brother, anybody who has a car and is mechanically inclined. Just believe me, it comes in handy. You might look at it in the store and say, that's not a nice gift. But they will appreciate it, believe me. Better than having the screws thrown all over the place and you can't find them when you need them. One more, and we should be good to go. This one's pretty easy to come off because I took it off before to clean it. But the bolts sometimes might be a little tight, a little rusted on there. Gotta be careful, you don't want to snap a bolt. It's just easy to come out. Like I said, I did it before, so. Alright. Now the bolts are out. Voila, that's it. Watch out. Now, like I said before, you can see it's a new gasket because I took it out before. And it's clean because I've cleaned it. But here's the throttle body. Of the manifold section. That's just the way it looks. It's not that it's dirty or anything. But normally you want to get a razor, scrape off the whole edges on it before you put the gasket on there. But this one's clean, so no worries. Now, let's go ahead and take. Hey, what are you doing here? You coming to help? This is where we're gonna go. Oh, I forgot I got my desk here. My brand new handy dandy tool desk. But this is my old one. You can see. And here's the new one. So, let's put it in the same direction. There's that. And here's this. But, as you can see, all these sensors and throttle bodies are going to come out, and we got to replace them on the other one before the new one goes on. Let's take a look at the bottom side and see how big the bore is. But you can see it is a little bit bigger underneath. Yeah, you can say it's a little bigger. It says 62 millimeters on the old one. I don't think it has what size it is on there, but if you would actually take a ruler, measure, so it's about almost 1/4 there. Oops, let me see. 1/4. Oh yeah. This is from here to here. It's only 2 inches, if you can see. Now from here to here, oops, sorry about that, folks. You can see it's actually 2 1/4 inches, which makes it bigger. They say that you get a better throttle response, better acceleration, better top end, and that you really can feel the difference. So I guess we'll find out once I install it. Give me a few seconds and we'll go ahead and take all these sensors off and put them on a new one. Okay, now we're back. As you can see, here's the old throttle body, here's the new one. The old throttle body is 55 millimeters and the new one is 62. On the manifold comes from factory as a 62. So when you put the 62 new one on, it's actually going to get a better flow because it's bigger, and that's the size it should have came originally from factory, which it did not. So as you can see, we have the IAC sensor there, the map sensor, and throttle body sensor, which we're going to have to remove and put on a new one before we can install it. The kit also comes with the gasket, the IAC gasket also comes with a serial number sticker, comes with the bolts, the new bolts, and actually they bought a drill bit, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and perform this removal and installation. Let me set this up here first. Okay, I'm going to take my new drill bit here. Like I said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to take the IAC unit. It came with the, remember I said it came with the drill bit. You got the 4 screws here, so that's the first thing we're going to go ahead and remove so we can install it on a new one. Okay, one came out. Two came out. Alright, let's pull this off. Oh shit, looks like it was glued on, so hopefully it'll come out pretty easy. Which it did. Okay, so we got that one taken out. You can see there, and you can see here. And you saw how I was mentioning about the throttle body when we took out the other piece. This is the glue. So you can see here, there's glue on here. So I'm gonna have to get a razor and remove this. I got one here, so let's go and see if we can take the O-glue off of here. That's coming off pretty easy. You don't want it to fall inside, and then your engine start missing, backfiring, and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with my throttle body. Then you're gonna blame it on the new throttle body. Well, this piece of shit I bought now doesn't work. And it's like, no, you dumbass. When you're taking the glue out, you let it go fall inside. So you want to take your time and do this to perfection. Let me get this screw on the outside, screw on the inside. And I don't think I did this, but who knows. I know I bought all brand new sensors for my throttle body when I took it off and cleaned it when I first got the Jeep. Because I'm like that, kind of anal. So, take these screws out of here. Come on. See if I can pull this one out. Oh, it's out already. There we go. Give me a few seconds, I'm going to go ahead and clean this and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back and you can see I was able to clean it off. It was just some glue on there. But you want to make sure you get it off and it doesn't fall inside. So I had to blow air in there just to get any residue off. So here's the old one, and of course you can see it still has some gunk on it. Put it to the side here. Get the new one here. This is going to go on, of course, the same direction as the other one did, but you want to make sure that you get the new gasket that came with it. What you do is make sure that it's on right, because if you can see on the diagram here, it is not correct. So you want to make sure that it's, let me see, I can try this way and it looks perfect. I can try this way and it looks okay, but to me right there you can see the piece of metal, so it's not correct. So I'm going to go with this way. Why? Because when I put it on there, as you can see now, you don't see the metal. So this has to be the correct way. Okay, enough. So you take this, put it on here. It has a little lip on there. This piece right here, I don't know if you can see the lip, where you can hook it onto the edge here. So you take it with the same screws. Okay, sorry about that. The gasket, as you can see, it's a little bit thick. So the best thing to do is I'll take my drill just so I can kind of punch a hole in it. And I'll go ahead and do it with the next one too, because they're all going to be the same. You just want to make sure you get them in the right way. So I'll take all four, lead the gasket. That would make it easier, but you know what happens when you say everything's easier. It's not. Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright, it's hot as hell in my garage. Of course, those of you that don't know, I live in Florida. So while people are getting snow up north, it's hot as hell over here. But I'm not complaining. Go ahead and start backing it out some. Oops, sorry. Let me see. Hold on. It's hard for me to do this with the camera here. Try to push it back in. Do a little bit at a time, so I'm going to do all four. Just want to make sure that we don't have any issues, that they all go in with no gaps. So I just do a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't like to over tighten, especially with aluminum, because then you'll get the issues of, ooh, now it don't work, it's too tight. Let me go back up here. I kind of do it a little hand tighten just to make sure. I don't want to snap it off or anything. I want to say I think it's good enough. Oh, scared the shit out of me, huh? Okay, so we got that part taken care of. Now we're gonna go for the I want to say that's called the map sensor. Might be wrong. I probably am. So if I am, you can correct me. Let's try taking this off. Same bit, which is a good thing. Oops. Shit. I put this on there. I bought a new one. Let me give you some word of advice. When you buy these sensors, don't go to Walmart, don't go to AutoZone, don't go to Advanced Auto and buy these cheap sensors, because I did, and I read the forums, but of course I didn't pay attention just because I want to be a cheap ass. And they tell you, do not purchase if they're not original. You want to purchase anything that has to do with sensors original. So in other words, you want to purchase, see it goes on crooked, but just straighten it out. It'll fix itself once you put the computer back on. But yeah, like I was saying, make sure you get the original shit. You know, from Mopar. It's gonna cost you more money, but you know what? It's gonna be better off, less headaches. Spend less money, because in 6 months you're gonna have to buy it again, because it happened to me, for not listening to the people on the forums. Some people might say, well, those people don't know shit. Yeah, it could be. But you know what? They know more than me, I know that. So, I listen to them. Because I'm new here with the Jeep stuff, learning. So, I try to get as much advice from these people that know more than I do. Okay, so, we got that one installed. So as you can see, and this is pretty easy. It's all coming apart quick, fast, and not an issue. Now we take off the, I want to say that's a throttle response sensor. TRS, I think that's what it's called. Again, I could be wrong. But if you're like me, just Google everything. Google is your best friend. You Google it, you can find it. There's no reason for anybody to be dumb in this world anymore. I sit in my car sometimes when I'm doing something, and I'll say, oh, Google, what is this? Google, what's that? And Google gives you the answer. This has little holes in it, as a matter of fact. I'm sorry I didn't show you. It has little holes which is attached. You want to pull it out because you're going to need it in the other one. But be careful you don't snap. There you go. See? Came out. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing. Stick it in there. Stick it in as far as it'll go. Once you get it in there, get the screws, and you know the drill. Do the same shit again. Put it in there. Pardon me with my recordings. I'm still learning. I only have 6 YouTube members. I don't get to do a lot of videos, but I'm trying to figure out. Oops, sorry. See what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to do some content. I like doing cars, my Jeep. If you can get people to subscribe, like the channel. I really can't do this full time because I have a full-time job. But I will be retiring soon. And when I retire, guess what I'm gonna do? Ah, shit. Hold on. That's right. Guess what I'm gonna do? I am going to dedicate myself to doing some YouTube videos. Now, I do see a little issue here. And I didn't think it was going to be an issue, but I guess it is. People were talking about it. And I was like, nah, not me. The bolt doesn't go in. Because, let me see here. The piece here, the plastic piece, has to go further down. Because if you look at the bolt, watch the bolt when it comes through. See it? It's not reaching the hole. And if I push it down where to reach the hole, matter of fact, I won't even make it. So you know what that means? Damn it. It means I gotta do more work. Sons of bitches. Hold on. So that means I'm gonna have to take this thing. Shit. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, there we go. So that means I'm gonna have to take this side here and I'm gonna have to sand this down and this down because the bolts have to go a little bit lower. So let me get my little handy dandy old style filer. Here, my handy dandy toolbox. And let's start filing. Ouch. Shit. Yeah, some of you are probably saying, well, D-Toy Jeep, why don't you get yourself a crimper? D-Toy Jeep, why don't you do this? Well, I'm old school, I'm cheap. If I can do it one way without having to spend lots of money, I will. So, let's try it now. Let's see what happens. I already got it in there. Let's see if this is gonna work. Maybe I might have to sand it some more, who knows. Might work. Let me try the other side. Can't see. It's hot as balls in this garage. Excuse my French. For any ladies watching. Okay. I think it's in. Let me take my time and stick it in. Working, I think it's working. It worked. Yes. My son would be so proud of me. No, but he'd be like, what to do? I would have done that. It took him 6 years, but alright, so See, the hose is in. This is in. All the plugs are in. Just gotta make sure it's cleaned out. I think we are good to go now. So let's take this over to the Jeep and reinstall it. Alright folks, I did a blooper here. Like I told you, I'm not a mechanic. But good thing is that I take pictures of everything and I record everything. The sensor's on backwards. It's supposed to be facing the other way. So, you know what that means? Probably have to sand down this side. Let's go ahead and take it out and see. That's why you always want to double check your work before installing. Some people think it's tedious, especially these younger generations. They're like, I know it's right. Well, you know what? I'd rather find out that I put it on wrong before I finish installing everything and turning everything back on. So, what does that mean? Ta-da! That's all it was. Just turn it back around. That's all. No big deal. Nothing to cry about. Unless I can't get this in, then yeah, we're gonna cry. I mean, I pull this mother. Yeah, Jonte. Yes. Guess what that means? Yes, we're gonna have to sand it side down. Here we go. Here we go again. Let me move this. Because I'm gonna get dirt in there. I don't need that. Move this. You really don't need a lot, and it's soft plastic, so you see, just sand a little bit down. Now, the only reason I notice is because this faces this way, and the plug goes forward. So I'm gonna go back in here, stick it back in, and stick it back in. Let's see if it fits now. Yeah, where's it at? There we go. I think that one's in. Let's see this one. I think that one's in too. Just want to make sure that you're not going to strip it. So, unlike some people that I know that want to forcefully put it in there. And then they strip it and they're crying. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Right now. So that one's getting a little rough. Okay. Get to the other one first. And go back to this one. Alright. I think I'm good. Let me just double check these bolts. Because once it's on there, it's on there. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. You'll be like, oh, I need to change it. Like, it's got an air leak. It needs to be loosened. It needs to be tighter. Well, guess what? Should have done that shit before you tighten everything down. I think I'm good. I'm just afraid to keep tightening this thing, and God forbid a bolt snaps. Where is the camera? There we go. And then you're really fucked. little here, a little there. Alright, I think it should be done. Now it should be good. Let's go to the next place, which is put it back in the car. Alright, here we go, back to the intake. Intake is kind of clean. I mean, I've always put clean gas in there. You want to make sure nothing falls in there too. You want to set this up in this manner here. Why? I don't fucking know. Just because what I saw the other guy do on YouTube. Alright, now we're going to get the throttle body, which I'm old school, so we used to call this a carburetor. Now some people are going to look at me and say, that's not a carburetor, it's a throttle body, old man. And you want to lay it down straight on there. So that way all holes are matched. Now, I'm going to have to put you down because I can't find the hole. I don't use my 2 hands. That's what she said. Alright, let me get the new bolts. And that's the other thing, folks. I wanted to put the old bolts back in, but you can't. Reason being is that the old bolts have a washer, and it will not go through, you know, where you're trying to manipulate the part. Got one in. Well, it's not in, but you want to make sure you get the gaskets in lined up. So, because the gasket is not lined up, guess what? You're gonna have a freaking air leak. The best thing to do is cross it, cross thread. Well, not cross thread, but see, I can't find a hole now. That's because the gasket is not lining up where it's supposed to. Where's the damn hole in the gasket? Oh. Alright, here we go. Alright. There we go. So now, what you want to do for these youngins, you're trying to do work like this. This is kind of fun. Be more fun if my son was here. So it's good to work with 2 people. Let me try to find my socket, which I already have it. Alright, here we go. And wasn't a fan of power tools, but Mom and my son, they bought me the screwdriver, and let me tell you, it's the best thing ever. You don't want to tighten them down yet. Just get all 4 of them in there. Make sure you're in the right hole. And then just tighten it enough to where you see it going in. And then something like this. Damn cute. Alright. Get that one in. You want to cross thread. Don't ever do. Alright, there we go. Get that one done. This one. Alright. Go to the next one. Back again to the first one. Tighten it as much as you can, because you don't want no air to leak. Then your idle starts going crazy. UPS. thinking there's a guy in there talking to himself. No, don't worry about it now. She's talking to herself, singing. She might be a wacko too. Anyway, almost done. Yes, almost done. Almost done. So happy. So happy. All right, now we got all 4. The next thing we got to do is plug all the plugs back in. So take this one, make sure it goes in. Oops, sorry about that, folks. I'm not used to this camera. All right, take the first plug, plug it in. You can see my hands all wet. That's how sweaty it is in here. All right, that should be good. I'm gonna take the second one, plug it back in here. You heard it click, which is good. Third one fell down here. And that one goes right here. Just make sure I get it in right. There we go. You know what I didn't hear click was this one here. It's gotta be in because I pushed it in as hard as I can. But alright, then you take this one that you had with the little ball piece. Clip it on here. Then you take this little one here. That's what's kind of backwards. What did it go on here? Oh. Oh. I think it goes right there. Right? There we go. And I think we are done. Well, I guess when I start it up, I'll find out because I always fuck shit up. Let me see if I actually did this right. Alright, let's go back here. And, you know what? Let me get my handy dandy. See what I put the battery cable back on. Because you can't start it up. Oh, you can see the battery for it again. Kind of. Yeah. Well, anyway. I'm going to put the negative terminal back. So we can get this party started. All right. Now, we are going to go back and put the cover back on. Trying to remove my tools from the hood because I have a habit of putting tools back and then when I try to take off, I hear shit falling on my driveway on the street. And I'm like, fuck. I left something on there. I don't know what it is. But, let me go back here. Remember I tell you about the smart with the white line? And it's always better to keep the nut facing up because it's easy to put on and take off. You want to go as hard as you can. But if you're like He-Man, then don't do it too hard. Because you break that shit. And if it's your daily driver, guess what? You ain't driving a damn thing. Alright, let me see here. I got it in there. Now I got to get the white line. Match up. There we go. Now I gotta get ambidextrous here because I'm a lefty. Now I gotta do this with the right hand because I'm holding the camera. Of course, the shit's gonna start moving. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this with the other hand. Try to do 2 things at once. Same thing with this. Move that fucker up here as far as you can. Alright, now I'll start tightening it. And as I'm tightening it, I can push it back because it's getting tight. Alright, you know what? We're done in this part. That's how easy it is to put it on. The easiest thing ever. Just make sure everything's clean. Now, let me go ahead and put Bailey inside so I can start the car and then I don't scare her. Be right back. Alright, as you can see, everything is back. Hopefully. And I'm just gonna go right around here and get in the Jeep. And hopefully this thing will start with no issues at all. Ready? So far, so good. Sounds okay. Looks okay. Yes, that is an air horn, people. Am I going to feel anything different? I don't know, but according to what everybody says, sounds pretty good. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to tell your other friends about D-Toy Jeep as I try to fix and put new parts and upgrade my 97 Jeep, which is my pride and joy. But Friday, most likely, I'm going to take it to work and come back online and let you know how it's driving. Take care.